Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Kelly Rowland hasn't arrived for individuals discussing her after a video film went around of her acting impolite to a safety officer at the Cannes film celebration. This has led to such an extent to debate that Kelly is at last laying down the law and shouting out, uncovering what truly occurred on the honorary pathway and why she behaved as she did. Supposedly, Kelly got tossed out of jars over the fact that she was coming for the safety officer. She was coming for the show's coordinators, blaming them for not safeguarding their visitors. Kelly is hugely frantic over this, and she is prepared to take it the whole way there to say that Kelly has been getting a great deal of disdain for the show that went down at Cannes, and it's been wild to enjoy the moment it happened. It occurred on the honorary pathway of the Cannes film celebration when Kelly got into it with a safety officer. The video is becoming a web sensation via a virtual entertainment show. Kelly, on the honorary pathway, all grins when the safety officer appears and attempts to rush Kelly away from the honorary pathway. Kelly didn't retaliate against the watchman and went up the steps. Yet the following thing we realized was that she got piqued and got in the gatekeeper's face, placing her finger in the watchman's face. Fans rushed to hop on Kelly, hauling her for being glad, inconsiderate, and deigning to the safety officer. It's not shocking that a few fans would agree with the gatekeeper's position, since we have witnessed it a ton of times when CBS is impolite. What's more, they feel like they are better than everybody around them and like they're large and in charge. I won't name any names except for the fact that there are a considerable number of celebrities that have been alluded to as the beaux by most fans who have met them. In actuality, here's the thing. Kelly Rowland isn't one of them. Many people who have met her have discussed how she is quite possibly one of the best celebs at any point, despite the fact that she's very confidential. She is as yet a darling and dissimilar to a certain celeb that I won't name. There haven't been reports of Kelly acting discourteous to individuals anyway. She began having a long time prior when it was dishonestly revealed that she behaved like an all-out diva and strolled off the arrangement of the Today Show, since her changing area was excessively little. Furthermore, she got outraged by that. A few sources guaranteed that she and her group pitched fits and wound up strolling off the set, seeming a bit piqued despite the fact that she was reserved to have a fragment of the show. An insider addressed Page 6 and said Kelly and her group were distraught. They could have done without the changing area, so they chose to pull her off the show, leaving Hoda without a visitor. For the 10:00 a.m. hour, Rowland was on the show to advance her new Tyler Perry-delivered Netflix film, Mia CPA, in which she stars and is likewise a maker. Rowland's unexpected leave left Today insiders bewildered in light of the fact that she's adored at Today. She was getting the entire hour and hold is the greatest publicity lady on earth. It had neither rhyme nor reason, however that wasn't all on the grounds that an insider asserted that the makers weren't purposely attempting to disregard Kelly since all the changing areas on the set were little. The insider said changing areas today are known to be probably the littlest in the broadcast business. Basically celebrating storerooms, they're not good. It's the most seasoned work. There are significant space impediments. It's not breathtaking. It's not new blossoms, candles, or luxurious cuisine. It's fundamentally a white box. So from the manner in which they told it, Kelly was a significant diva and a seething bee who needed the princess treatment consistently, and no matter what, it just so happens. This was a huge falsehood on the grounds that she strolled off the set because they had disregarded her. Kelly has a standard during interviews that she isn't to get some information about Beyoncé. This standard makes a lot of sense since, in such a case, if she began discussing Beyoncé in interviews, it would totally eclipse her. I mean, all expertise questioners are at the point at which they get an opportunity to get some inside scoop on Beyoncé. In addition, Kelly was using the meeting to advance herself and her film. MIAA, it was around the time that Beyoncé was going to drop her collection, Rancher Carter, and everybody was fixated on that. Yet for clear reasons, Kelly would have rather not discuss Beyoncé when she should advance her own film, and she mentioned that the subject should not be raised anyway. Questioners, being questioners, didn't regard her desires, and they continually raised Beyoncé in the meetings. Kelly was on the press run and discussing her and her undertaking, and the main thing that the interviews needed to discuss was Beyoncé and her collection entirely different. Several melodies, and it's my comprehension that Renaissance 2 could conceivably be country-based. And afterward. There's gossip circumventing that Renaissance 3 might be either rock-based or a DC get-together. That is her business to discuss, young lady. I'm going to need these questioners to be without doubt and begin acting expertly. Kelly was plainly tired on the grounds that she checked them and set them straight. Get some information about us as cops on February 23 RD, too. That is the thing I'm most excited about right now. I feel that appreciate that is that. And afterward, better believe it. And anyone who exactly the same thing occurred in a previous fragment of the present show, and that is the reason Kelly strolled out. What is your take on your companion? Beyonce, she resembles your sister. You all, in a real sense, grew up together. She's venturing into the country, so glad for me. I know, yet were you shocked? And what do you consider it? I'm so pleased with her, so glad for no doubt it's unbelievable. So Kelly was remaining on business, and she wasn't going to allow herself to be affronted. Which is the reason they began spreading bits of gossip about her and how she was a troublesome individual to work with in any event. When this data was delivered, certain individuals actually accept that Kelly is an impolite diva, which makes sense of why she's getting disdain for the episode at the Cannes celebration, yet Kelly is here to put a misinformation to rest, guaranteeing that she got in the gatekeeper's face because that she was slighted by her. The gatekeeper had surged her off the floor covering before she even got an opportunity to take pictures. What's more, when she was going up the steps, the watchman stepped on the trim up her dress, and on the off chance that you observe the video, you can see this as per Kelly. She attempted to let the gatekeeper know this, however, rather than apologue, and the watchman just snickered right in front of her, affronting her. And on the off chance that there is one thing that we realize about Kelly is that she doesn't take well to disregard, and she will take care of a Karen, and as per her, that is what she did. Tragically, this exploded to mind-boggling extents, and she had a downright terrible time at jars, so she needed to leave the occasion early. She is presently going crazy at the coordinators, calling them out for not giving their staff the legitimate preparation and allowing them to pull up. Being discourteous to the visitor for no great explanation at all. Fans remarked, I like to help laborers at occasions like this, however that is ought to be terminated, particularly for noticeably giggling to others. Toward the end, after constantly slighting that woman, even the others were telling Shoddy to chill, have some regard. Sheesh, Kelly actually looked great AF while distraught. And this individual thinks that Kelly is to blame and tweeted, Kelly Rowland has such a terrible demeanor. Yet you, let me in on your opinion on Kelly being up to speed on this show. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.